Hello everybody and welcome back to another Unkind Dice video, and today I will be talking about my favorite model from each and every faction. The only units that are going to be excluded are legends and unique models. For Space Marines, I will not be doing every single chapter with a supplement book. And finally, I cannot choose the same models from different factions, so if I choose a Defiler for one faction, I cannot choose it for another. Now on to the video. First up are the generic Space Marines, and it's hard to choose given that they have over 100 data sheets, actually. But out of the 100 plus, I definitely have to choose the Inceptor squad, mainly because they have Gravis armor, which is my favorite, but also because they just have the large, goofy plasma pistols. Now, on to the Chaos Space Marines. And for most of these guys, most of their models are decently old, but I will choose the Lord Discordant. Discordant. I like his model design. I also like that the iron sight is kind of in the shape of the Chaos symbol. I think his model is kind of chunky, like his armor and legs are just like melded together. But other than that, I think it is a good model. Now is the Thousand Suns, and all of the models are my favorite. But the one that stands out the most is the Demon Prince. Specifically, the one with wings, I mostly prefer over the normal one because it makes more sense for the bird to have wings. We now have the Emperor's Children. It is not a very hard choice since they have such a small model range, but I will choose the Infractors. I like the poses they have, and I also like their helmet design and choices, and also their weapon choices. Now with the Death Guard. Now I think this is one of the most expanded Chaos God specific chapters, but my favorite is the Beast of Nurgle. It's kind of leaning into the Chaos Demons, but they are also part of the Death Guard demon thing. They're fairly new models. They were made in 2018. The reason I like them is mainly they are just really big old dogs. World Eaters also have a fairly small range, but not as small as the Emperor's Children, but still a semi small range. But my favorite unit is definitely the Corn Berserkers, mostly because they don't have the gauntlets like the metal ones, but instead they got leather gloves. I think that makes them very unique compared to other Space Marines. Now with the Chaos Knights. My favorite model is the Knight Rampager. I mostly like it because of the paint job. Instead of a black or dark green, they chose a white that really shows the rust on the machine. Now with the Impera Astra Milligardum. The Imperial Guard has a very large range, just like the Orcs and the Space Marines. And through the many choices, I chose the Hippogriff 8TV. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Hippogriff ATV. I mainly like it because it reminds me of the Panzerspeerwagen. Now for the Xeno Space Pirates, also known as the Deldar. I like the design of the racks. I think their guns look very cool and the pipes running around them look nice. It would be nice if they could get a new model, but these current racks are still good. I also like their helmet design that they have. Now we got the Golden Bananas. And for this one, I will choose the 30k guards, the standard units, because I can, and this is my video. So I choose them because they have nicer armor design and are taller, which makes them feel less chunky. Now onto the Sisters of Battle. Now, Sisters of Battle have some of the nicest model design I've ever seen, but I think the best designed model is the regular Sisters of Battle Sisters, because I like their posing and their helmet design. Now we have the AdMech, and all of their models are very nice, but there is one model that stands out against the rest, and that is the Leggy Boy. Everyone knows he's the best, and I don't need to explain myself. Moving on to the Imperial Knights, and yet again is another long leggy boy, the Cerastus Knight. I really like him because he really stands out against the short, stubby knights, also because of his spear. Now they're technically Space Marines in a way, but for the most part, they're their own thing. also because they're not a supplement, and I am talking about the Grey Knights. So, out of all their old models, I choose their Terminators, especially because I like their knightly helmets. Now, onto the Eldari. And I think the Eldari are alright, but my favorite part is the Wraith Guard, and I just think they're sick. They've got that tall, smooth look, and their panels are really smooth that they can really pull off. And the idea of a spirit warrior piloting a Wraithbone body is awesome. They look cool and also look like they could delete anything with one shot. Now onto the orcs. And commandos are peak orc design. They're sneaky orcs with mask, knives, explosive, and poses that look very cool. Every model in that squad has a little uniqueness to it. And my favorite part is that they're all different from each other. Like they all have different guns, different poses, different designs. We've got the Tau, and the stealth Tau suits are one of the cleanest designs in the whole Tau range. They've got that compact, tactical, special ops vibe, and the idea of them flickering in and out of visibility is just cool. And they feel like the Tau's version of a ninja. Now we've got the Necrons, and the Locust Heavy Destroyer looks like a floating sniper platform built for one job. The long skeletal limbs and the massive gun give it such a cool and unique design compared to all the skinny and scrawny rest of the Necrons. We have the Tyranids, and the Trigon is one of the most coolest Tyranid monsters I've ever seen. I've seen on the tabletop. It is absolutely massive, it's fast, and it tunnels through the ground, and the model is much bigger than I thought. It looks like it's about to burst out of the table and ruin my day. And it did ruin my day. My entire army's day, actually. It literally came out of the nowhere and came and destroyed all my stuff. We've got Gene Stealer Colts. Now, the Aberrants are just cool. Big mutated muscle dudes with mining tools turned into weapons. They're full of character, full of chaos, and they look like they were grown in the lab specifically to break walls. And I also think that they are a little short, but I think if they got new models and they were taller, I think they'd definitely be the best model design ever. Now onto the Votan and the Chthonian Earthshakers, which are the underground artillery, are everything I love about the League of Votan. They're tough, brutal, and built to look like artillery but go underground, which is my favorite part of them. Their launcher has such a cool design, and the posing of the Votan dudes near it look cool. Well, that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to tell me if I forgot any faction. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hope y'all have a great day.